go. This is it. This is class number 6. I call this the fun day. You know, one thing that's always fun about the last class and the pool class is you get to compete. Wow. That's when the sweat starts to come off the forehead, the hands shaking a little bit. You know what I'm talking about. You know, nothing more than competition can really get you inspired to learn the game. Because when you're sitting out there playing in a league or a tournament, everybody's watching, and you're thinking, well, what do they think? What are they going to think of my game and this? And I don't want to let my team down. You know, all these emotional, mental things that go on. But see, that's why you practice. That's why we do the drills. That's why you're learning all these fundamentals. So when you get under a little pressure or stress, you're more comfortable. And that's why I had Jamie come in last week and do the pre-shot routine. Because that's your comfort zone, isn't it? You know, if you can just remember some of the basics that we've learned in this class. You know, standing up above the shot, seeing the line while you're standing up in the air. Right toe on the line, left foot forward, swing down. And one thing that I really didn't talk about as much as I should is the I don't know if you call it a waggle or just your pre-strokes like this. That is so important because that's your key. That's going to tell you if everything is right. And when that thing, talker in the back of your head says it's not right, it's usually not. Okay? And you shoot anyway, stand up and start over. Anyway, we're going to play short rack 8-ball. Everybody here knows 8-ball, but we're going to play the international rules. And I know it's a little foggy right now for you, but Chuck and I will be going around to help you. Now, basically what we're going to do is just have you choose somebody who you haven't played yet and play one game. And you can just match up after I finish, you know, this demonstration. But I want you to have fun. We'll be coming around. You can ask all the questions you want. And before we do that, though, I do want to open it up to any questions. I know Nyla has one, right?
Kick shots and break.
Yeah. She would like to learn a little bit more about kick shots and bank shots. Okay? And we'll do a little of that in just a minute. But before we get to that, let's do a break real quick. Now, we're only using 9 balls, and you can rack it just like a diamond. So in that case, you're probably better off breaking from the wings, okay? So I'm going to try to hit that one ball as flush as I can, and hopefully the 1 will go close to the side pocket and the 9 will go close to there. And notice I have 4 solids and 4 stripes all racked up, so it'll be even for everybody. So I'll try to hit it as flush as I can, pre-shot routine. Swing down, take some nice warm-up strokes. Okay, I didn't make anything. Now, if I did make a ball there, let's say the 1 went inside. From this point on, I would not have solid check, even though I made a solid. You don't establish your group, whether solids or stripes, until you make your first called shot. So even though I made the 1, I could shoot a stripe. And once I make that stripe, that's my group. Now, let's see what the table, in fact, stripes look a lot better than solids, don't they? Because I got 2 hangers and all that. So, and it's a gentle person's call, I call it. You don't have to call everything unless it's not obvious. Like if it's a bank or a kick or a combination, then you do need to call it. So, you know, I'm obviously shooting the 13. And I got a nice shape in the 10, so I'm going to kind of keep going. But what happens if I get on this next ball, this 9, and I miss? Let's say that I hit it too thick or something like that. All right. Everybody here, except Nyla, Chris, and Lhotka, gets ball in hand. Nyla, Chris and Alfonso have to play it where it lies. That's the handle. Because I consider those are three players in the class that are most... Hey, I'm in charge here, Nyla. I know how good you play. Now,
I'm glad I wore boots.
one thing real quick I want to tell you about ball in hand, because a lot of you are going to want to do this. When you get ball in hand, you'll want to put the cue ball real close to the object ball, straight in, because that's our first inclination, right? To make it easy as possible. But, think about it for a second. Would that be any good here? Because I've got the 9, let's say, like here. So where would I need to put the cue ball if I had ball in hand to get position on the 9? Any ideas?
Yeah. Back closer to that
Yeah.
pocket.
Well, I'd want to put it at an angle. I could put it here, or I could put it here. Because therefore, if I have the cue ball at an angle, the cue ball is going to hit the rail here and come all the way down by the 9. So you don't always set up your ball in hand shots straight in. When you have angles, you're able to play better position for the next ball. And that's what Chuck and I will help you with. So something simple like this, I would just play a nice rolling ball. And see how it rolls right down to the 9? All right. That's all we'll say for about short rack 8 ball, and just have fun with that. This is the fun day. Anyway, bank shots. The first thing I want to say about bank shots is that they are artistic. Right? And I know that's a strange word to apply to pool and pocket billiards. But the reason why I say they're artistic is that when you bank an object ball into the rail, there are a lot of variables that affect the way it comes off the rail. The number one variable is speed. Now, if I'm banking this 3 ball over to here, the harder I hit it, the shorter it's going to come up. So I'll kind of give you an idea. If I hit it firm, it almost came straight back, didn't it? That's because, and this is the most important thing to learn about banks, is that when the ball is traveling at a high speed, it's not rolling forward or backwards. It contacts the rail and it sinks in. After it sinks into the rail, it will shorten it up drastically. Now, on the other hand, if you want the ball to spread more, in other words, go into this pocket, you'd want to hit it a little bit easier and you'll get a wider angle off the rail. So on this one, we just hit at moderate speed. And like that. All right.
Are you looking at that time? Are you looking?
Well, we'll get to that. No, that's fine. That's the most important thing you need to know, because the speed you hit the bank will alter where that ball goes by inches. Okay, by quite a bit. You know, it'll depend on the angle, of course, but there are systems for banks. And I'm going to give you one of the ones that I use. Even today, I've been playing for over 60 years of pool. And I learned this, I think I was in my maybe late 20s or early 30s. But if I'm going to bank that 8 ball to win the game, it's a very simple system. Let me move it back to make it a little easier to follow. We call it the midpoint system. In other words, all I need to do is look at the pocket that I want to pocket the 8 in, and find the midpoint between the ball I want to bank and the pocket I want to make it into. So if I take my cue and do this, the midpoint is about right there, right? Okay, that's about right? Yeah. All right. So now, if I just go... All right. Well, you know, I don't even measure it anymore because I just eyeball it. But for the purpose of teaching, I'm measuring it. But simply guesstimate. And if I look at the 8 in the pocket, the center of the pocket,
Oh,
that's
okay. I wanted to see what
the
you were looking
midpoint
at.
between the 8 and there, which is right there.
Gotcha.
Then I simply see the line to the pocket over here, and we call this, we get a parallel shift.
What?
That's right at the rail.
What is?
That's right at the rail. Did you put the chalk right there? Where I was putting my
Yeah.
sheet? Right.
Parallel should just keep that angle.
Now there are way more complicated systems for banking. But this one is one that I think you can actually utilize right away. All right, let's go through it one more time. Midpoint between the ball and the pocket, you want to make it right there. Go to the opposite pocket on the other side, and then lift your cue up parallel the 8. And basically what we did was geometrical, isn't it? We actually determined the proper angle. All right, let's see how accurate that is. And again, the accuracy will depend on how much speed I use. Now, if I hit this hard and hit that chalk, watch what happens if I hit it too hard.
Straight back.
Yeah. Now let's try medium speed again. Get the idea? Yeah. So I could sit here forever and give you all these newfangled, complicated systems for banking, but it's really as simple as that. And after years of playing, and it takes years of playing to learn all this intuitively, because banking is not something that you could just apply points, lines, and angles to geometrically. There's an artistic side of it, which factors in the importance of speed and things like that.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Would you bank a ball that, say, that 8 ball was sitting right on the rail? Same setup, but the 8 ball was sitting
Good
up
question.
against the rail.
Good question. All right, whenever the object falls on the rail, you look for another option. Because that makes it way harder. All right?
Yeah, I've never been able to
And the
bank
reason
a
why-
right on the rail.
Like, for example, this shot is impossible because the 9 ball is going to hit the rail and come back and hit the cue ball. We call that a double kiss. So if I tried to bank it in here, watch what would happen. Double kiss and hit it twice, right? Almost made it, you know. But when it's on the rail, I can give you a little help on this shot, though. Here's a bank that actually is possible, okay? But the one thing I'm going to tell you, whenever the object falls on the rail, you have to cut it more than you think, because it comes back real short, as you know, Chris, right? All right, so if I'm going to make this, I'm going to have to cut it a little bit more than I actually think, almost like a half ball. Wow! You see, I've made that shot maybe 5,000 or 10,000 times, so I know exactly where to hit it. But that's the artistic side of banking. You just know after a while, okay? It's not all following systems and all that, all right? All right. Any other questions?
What are the diamonds for?
What?
What are the diamonds for?
Well, there's a whole very complicated diamond system that everybody learns that becomes like a professional player. But anyway, I could spend 6 weeks going over that. That's how complicated it is. But, you know, let me just use the, go for the kick shots now. In level 2, by the way, this is a good time to introduce this. Because the next class, level 2, that you're all invited to attend, will start April 5th of 2025. So you'll see it in the catalog and all that to sign up. But at this point, we're not ready to go into the diamond system because it's just too much to do right now. I want you to focus on short rack 8 ball and, you know, making shots and getting position. But good question. Anything else? The diamonds are very important, by the way, and you'll notice it's based on the fact that a pool table is half as wide as it is long. 4.5 by 9 foot, correct? Therefore, the diamonds are a phenomenal way of actually working on kick shots, which is the other thing Nyla asked about. Let's say that I have solids and my 4 ball is right here. I'll try to put this using the diamonds. All right. If I want to make this 4 ball, if I was going to use the diamonds, I would just go, what, 4 balls at this diamond here. 1, 2, 3. All right, what's half of 3?
1.5.
1.5.
Okay.
You see how I use the diamonds there?
Yeah.
That's a very basic, simple way of understanding it. Let's do it again. Let's try it over here. And maybe one of you can help me with this one, okay? All right. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's 2.
1, 2,
3.
4. What's half of 4?
2.
And diamond tables run short. So you always have to adjust a little bit. So I'm going to go a little past the diamond. You get the picture? But it does, the problem is it doesn't always like that, is it? A lot of times it's like this, isn't it? How do you figure that out? Well, this will be the last thing I'll show because then it gets real complicated. But you use what's called a midpoint system. If I want to hit the 5 and I want to hit it right here to make it in that pocket, all I have to do is find the midpoint between the cue ball and the 5. And that would be about right here, correct? Then I go across to the other side of the table, adjacent where the cue ball would make the 5. Then I parallel shift. So that's my spot. Put a chalk there. Yeah, good. And we'll see what happens. And speed is crucial here. If I hit it hard, it'll come short. If I hit it soft, it'll go long. But let's see where I can get it. Yeah, at least I got a hit, you know? And that, if I would have hit it a little harder, I might have been able to make that. Yeah, go ahead.
Also, it's worth mentioning that you gotta hit center people
Oh,
because
yeah.
if you hit any side, it's gonna severely affect the way
Well
you
said, Chris, and that's why, you know, we emphasize that throughout the class. This whole class in level 1 is about hitting the center of the cue ball. Because one thing you'll notice, you know, whenever you're shooting over balls like this, or your cue ball is close to the rail and you're jacked up like that, that your errors of missing the center of the ball are accentuated. It throws the cue ball way off. So that's why I keep telling you it's always better to have a level cue.
And when you're banking, it also transfers to the
Yeah, that's another class, so let's not go there.
whatever for banking.
Yeah, I know, you're absolutely right, but that's more advanced. Okay. And what Chris is saying is like, if I am banking the 13, if I add a little right English, which we'll cover in level 2, it'll actually widen the 13 ball. Because the right English is turning like this, which will throw the 13 a little bit to this side. Yeah, that's way advanced. All right, a couple other things I want to do. Well, one more thing and we'll start. But I wanted to pass this out now. We can take a picture. Jasmine's not here. Heather, you Congratulations for graduating from billiards. Alfonso. Graduating. Oh, we're gonna do a group shot. Sonia. Sonia, there you are. Okay. Sylvia. And by the way, I complimented Sylvia earlier because I think she deserves an applause for the most improved player. Laura. There she is. Chelsea. Sherry. There you are. Martha. Right here. Tom's protege, huh? Steffi. And Nyla. Who could be a, no, I want you in the picture. Do you have anybody? No, let me get everybody else.
I'll take it. Then I'll jump into it. We'll switch.
All right.
I'll take care of it.
All right.
We could just set it up on a timer.
Set it up on a timer. That's right.
I'm not an iPhone expert, but
I am.
yeah, this picture is going to go on Facebook, so I guess we should all comb our hair. Probably be good if we could do it somewhere near the light here around the table, possibly.
Probably sit right there.
But here, I'll just take it. If that's going to be too far away, I'll take
Chuck.
Most improved player.
Yeah, you're right, my other one. All right. Tell us. Okay. Oh no, I heard you're a student. You get on the front. Okay.
Hey guys, scooch in a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'll sit back here.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna do this.
Scooch in.
Chuck, come on, Chuck.
Certificate of. Everybody.
Play billiard.
Make sure we got everybody in there. I'm taking multiple ones, so we're good. Want to get a little closer. This is what happens when you give a professional photographer a camera. All right, so let me pull that.
All right, when you're ready, I'll take one with you in it.
Okay, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Here we go, everybody smile. Great. Cool. All right.
All right. Oh, stay. I gotta take one.
No, I'm here. Okay, I can take the camera.
Thanks so much.